Okay, so this is the next video on AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam question. So all these questions are available on examtopics.com website. So this website is like has very good amount of questions, and approximately like number of questions is 301. But like only to the paid user there all the questions are visible, and to non-paid user maybe some questions are visible only. And if you see the comments, the people said like approximately 80 to 90% of the questions come from like these dumps as well. So we will try to attempt like a few questions from them like on the daily basis. So let's start. And one more thing, like whatever the answer given on this website, so don't go with those answer. There could be chances that answer could be right. There could be chances that that answer could be wrong. So better always go with the discussion tab. So the people are posting the answer. So whoever has the maximum vote, so go with those answer. So let's try to attempt at least 15 questions. So question number one. A company is planning to run a global marketing application in the AWS cloud. The application will feature videos that can be viewed by users. The company must ensure that all users can view these videos with low latency. Which AWS service should be company used to meet this requirement? So there is one application on which like they will display some videos, and people will view the video by clicking on some play button. And the company requirement is that like whoever will view in the whole world, they should view in the low latency. Low latency means like there should be no buffering kind of thing. So which like service we can use? So auto scaling. So this is totally wrong, because auto scaling is like if we are at the EC2 instance, we have to auto scale based on the demand. So nothing related with the latency. So it's based on demand. So it's wrong. A is wrong. Imagine like Kinesis video stream. So this service like is to stream the videos, like real time streaming. So but like they have their own application. They have the videos already there. Only the people want to view the videos on their application. So this is also wrong. Elastic load balancer is also wrong. So to distribute the load between the two EC2 instances, that is also wrong. So Amazon CloudFront is the correct answer. So CloudFront, like we generally deploy on the edge locations. Like one person is on the like in Europe, one person is the Asia, one person is America, and our application is deployed in London maybe. So we will like use the Amazon CloudFront service to deploy that service on the edge location. So it will basically cache the things on their edge location. So whenever the person try to view the video, so it will not go every time to the database, because it will like do some caching. So that's why they will they will able to view the video with low latency. So Amazon CloudFront is the correct answer. So if you could reveal answer, they said option number D, but it could be the correct, it could not be the correct, but we will go with the discussion tab. So if you go with the discussion tab, so most of the people say D, 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 D. D is the correct answer. So question number two, which pillar of the AWS well architect framework? So these question, if you are preparing for this exam, certified cloud practitioner exam, so maybe two questions or maybe three questions you will get within the exam related to the AWS well architect framework. Right. So which pillar of the AWS well architect framework refers to the ability of a system to recover from infrastructure of a service disruption and dynamically acquire computing resources to meet demand? So there are basically six well architect framework pillars, like which everyone needs to follow. So basically, if I am planning to build some microservice on the AWS cloud, so I should go. It could be, you can say, the best practices. So the AWS well architect frame, these three pillars people should have to follow. So they said that one of the pillars says the ability of a system to recover from infrastructure on or service disruption. So if there any disruption, so like automatically like the system get recover, or if there is a high demand, the automatically system can manage. So it come under which pillar? So is it security? So definitely it is not a security, right? Because security is just to prevent our application. It is just to recover from disruption or to meeting the demand. So security is wrong. Reliable. So system is reliable. Can I use this service? is this reliable service? Will not going to corrupt? If it is corrupt, will it able to recover? So that is a reliable. So reliable looks correct as per the description. So that is performance efficiency. So system should perform efficient. So nothing related with the performance. Cost optimization, nothing related with the cost optimization. So reliability looks correct. So let's reveal the answer B. And if you go to the discussion tab, so people say B, and some people even give the a good justification with some proper a documentation link. So if you go with that AWS well architect framework, so there are basically 6 pillars. You could see there are 6 pillars: operational excellence, security. Basically, operational excellence, whenever we try to create uh, anything over the AWS, we should follow these guidelines. The operation excellence pillar focus on running and monitoring system and continue improving process. Key topics in automating changes. So basically, we should use the cloud formation rather than the manualing task. Security pillar, we should make sure that the attach some correct security groups, integrity of the data, encryption. Reliability pillar, it should meet the future demands, or it should automatically recover. Performance pillar, so maybe we can better use monitor our workloads, cost optimization, sustainability. So these are the 6 pillars. So correct answer is reliability. Question number 3: which of the following are the benefit of migrating to the AWS cloud? So we need to choose a 2 option. So 5 options are given. So within the exam, so if you are confused between some options, just try to eliminate. So let's suppose if there are 5 options, and if I don't know the answer, so how I will attempt? So what are the benefit of migrating to the AWS cloud? Operational resilience. So let's suppose I don't know what is operational resilience, so ignore that. Discount for products on Amazon.com. So that is totally wrong. Does Amazon.com I can get the discount anytime. So B is totally wrong. So out of 5 now we have the 4 options left. Business agility. So let's suppose I don't know. Business excellence. Okay. Increase staff retention. So definitely it's incorrect. Increase staff retention. Whether we spin up our service on the cloud or whether in the on premises, like so like doesn't mean that the people will stay in the company. All right, so E is also wrong. So B is wrong, E is wrong. So only 3 options left: operation resilience, business agility, business excellence. So if you go with the business excellence, so our business will become more excellent. So no, we are just using our service, and our service is either on the cloud or either on the on-premise service, on-premise. So it is not going to excellence. It could be, but not a very much. So business agility, agility is very quick. We can deploy the service all over the world anytime. So agility is definitely the correct answer. Operational resilience. So to me A and C looks correct. So A and C, let's go to the discussion tab. So people say A and C, A and C. So A and C looks correct. If we see the operation resilience, so just Google it, operation resilience. So the definition of the operation resilience, AWS. What is operation resilience in the cloud computing? So according to the Richard given from AWS, operation resilience is not a cloud specific issue or even a technology specific. Operation resilient organizations are complex and made of the dynamic interplay between people, resources, technology, facilitation, and information that flows around the organization. What are the 4 pillars? So operation resilience, basically how we can create the resources, whether these are secure or not. So all these come into the operation resilience. So A looks correct and the C looks correct. Question number 4. A company is planning to replace its physical on-premise compute server with AWS serverless. So they will remove their on-premise compute server. So that's the compute server with the compute serverless. So they are not using the EC2. They will replace with the serverless. So it could be Lambda or maybe Fargate or EC. So the company wants to able to take the advantage of advanced technology quickly after the migration. Which pillar of the AWS well? So again, it's kind of like AWS well architect framework pillar. So security. So definitely it's not a security thing, because we are just moving up from on-premise to the AWS serverless. Performance efficiency. Reliability, so it is not a reliability framework. Reliability is like meet the high demand or to recover from the disruption. So, but this is not something like that. Reliability is wrong, security is wrong. So operation excellence, we can spin up some resources using cloud formation, and we can secure those resources. So operation excellence. But here they said the serverless. In the serverless, we will not able to spin up the resources. We will just use the serverless services. If you use the serverless service, then the performance will definitely going to increase. So example, if you spin some Docker container in the EC2, and same EC2, like you can like spin up into the Fargate, even the deployment will be like very fast. So it's very good. Like performance you get increase. So performance efficiency looks correct to me. So option number B. So let's see the what the other people say. So they said the performance efficiency is the correct answer. Evaluating performance efficiency of your architecture using serverless architecture. So B looks correct. A large company has multiple departments. Okay. Each department has its own AWS account. Each department has purchased Amazon EC2 reserved instances. So there are so many departments and so many AWS accounts. Every department has their own EC2 reserved instances. Some department do not use even the reserved instances, and other department even need more reserved instances. The company needs to manage AWS accounts, can share the reserved instances. So this is the property of the AWS organization. So in the AWS organization, we have multiple accounts, and one account, let's suppose, have like some capacity of the reserved instances of 100%, and they have used only 20%. So some 80% of the reserved instances left, and the other AWS account already used 100%, and they need 20 to 30% more. So one option is like they can like again purchase, but why should they purchase when the other account has 80% left? So can't one account like share the resources from the other account? So if one account has to share the resources from the another account, then it should be the part of the AWS organization. So AWS organization looks the correct answer. Rest all the three are the wrong. So they said B, so B is wrong. But in the reference, they said like organization. So reference, they give correct answer. But if you go to this discussion, all the people say D, that is the organization. So organization is the correct answer. So so let's go to the question number 6. Which component of the AWS global infrastructure is made up of one or more discrete data center that have the redundant power, network, and connectivity? So region, zone, edge location, or outpost. So let's try to eliminate. Outpost is totally wrong. Outposts are like mean you want to use the AWS services, but in the on premises. So outpost is wrong. So edge locations are like wrong. We use the edge location in the form of a like cloud front. So wrong. Region and zone. So region is a very big region, right? And then the region has the zone. So like zone 1, zone 2, right? So it has a like east zone, west zone. So region is like a big region, and then we have the like the zone. Region is could be like Europe, then it has the zone, and one zone could have at a zone has at least one data center in which they have the server. So they said like which infrastructure at least one or more data center. So answer is zone availability zone. So B. If you go to the discussion, the people say B. Which duties are responsible of a company that is using AWS Lambda? So if you are using AWS Lambda, what are your responsibility? We need to choose two. Security inside of code. So definitely correct. What we are writing the code, we should make sure that it should not be vulnerable. It should be secure. Selection of CPU resources, no. Automatically everything because it is serverless. Patching of operating system, no, because it is a serverless. Writing and updating of code, definitely yes, because it's our code. AWS will not going to touch our code. So D is correct. Security of underlying front, it is not our responsibility. So A and D looks correct. So A and D looks correct. Question number 8. Which AWS service or feature provide disaster recovery solution for Amazon EC2 instances? So which feature provides the disaster recovery to the EC2 instances? We need to choose two. So reserved instances, so totally wrong because the reserved instance is just to save our cost. AMIs, okay, leave that. EBS snapshots, so snapshot looks correct because if we like take a backup, then in case of disaster recovery, we can restore from the backups. So C looks correct. AWS Shield, nothing related to the disaster recovery. It just prevent from our DDoS attack. A guard duty, so that is also wrong because that is just to prevent from some like malware detection. So only B and C looks because we need to choose two, and B and C looks like more relevant. So B and C looks the correct answer because we can take the backup of the AMI as well. Like so, B and C looks the correct answer. Question number 9. The company is migrating to the AWS cloud instead of running its infrastructure on premises. Okay. What are the advantage of the migration? So what are the advantage if they move from on premises to the cloud? We need to choose two. Elimination of the need of performing security auditing. Okay. Increased global reach and agility. Definitely correct because in the on premises we will deploy our services only on the on premises, but if we use the cloud we can deploy in the like the Europe region, Asia region, anywhere. So it will increase the global reach and the agility is very quick. Ability to deploy globally in minutes. Definitely correct. B and C like looks correct. Elimination of the cost of IT staff. So no, it will not going to eliminate some cost. Redundant of default compute services. So wrong. So B and C looks correct. So because we need to choose two. So B and C. So we need to go with the B and C. B and C looks correct. The answer looks here wrong. Question number 10. The user is comparing purchase options for an application that runs an Amazon EC2 and Amazon RDS. The application cannot sustain any interruption. So application cannot sustain any interruption. So it should be keep running. If it is like stopped, it's stopped. The application experiences a predictable amount of usage, including some seasonal spikes that last only a few weeks at a time. It is not possible to modify the application. Which purchase option should we use the most cost effective? Okay. Review the AWS marketplace and buy a personal upfront reserved instance to cover the predictive and seasonal upload. Okay. Buy reserved instance of the predicted amount of users throughout the year. Allow any users to support. So B is totally wrong because they said use the sport instances. Sport instances we can't use. Sport instances only be used if the application can sustain the interruption. So, but they said the application cannot sustain any interruption. So B is totally wrong. Buy reserved instances for the predictive amount of users throughout the year. Allow any seasonal users to run on demand. So that looks correct. Buy reserved instance to cover all potential users that result the seasonal usage. So they said like they know how many like EC2 or RDS like they want to use, but there should be some spikes which they don't know, like how many like it could be. So what they can do? So the best option is whatever they have, they know the predictive amount, they can reserve the instances. But for the seasonal spikes, so if there any spike, they can go with the on demand because it's just for the few weeks. So why they will like purchase the reserve instances for the 3 years or 1 year? So BC looks correct. So C vote for C. So C looks correct. So the answer given here is wrong. So let's go to question number 11. A company wants to review its monthly cost of using Amazon EC2 and Amazon RDS for the past year. Which tool they can use? Trusted advisor, totally wrong. Trusted advisor is just like the tool which will like do the performance, security, all these things. Cost Explorer looks correct because something like the cost. Amazon forecast. So forecast is just to tell your forecast cost. Amazon Cloud was to store the looks. So B looks correct. So B looks correct. So option is B looks correct. Company wants to migrate a critical application to AWS. Okay, the application has a short runtime. Okay, the application is invoked by changes in data or by shifts in system date. So the application should be invoked. The company needs to compute solution that maximize operational efficiency and minimize the cost of running the application. So which they should use. So Amazon EC2 on demand, Lambda reserved instances, so sport instances. So like sport instances we can't. Lambda looks correct because they want to increase the efficiency. Along with that, the application run only for the short time. Along with that, the application get invoked, so Lambda can be invoked. So B looks correct. So all the people say B. So question number 13. Which AWS service or feature allow user to connect with and deploy AWS service programmatically. So if you want to connect with any AWS service using programming code, maybe Python or Java or anything, so how you can use console? Totally wrong. Cloud9, no. Code pipeline, no. These are the like deployment services. SDK, definitely SDK like Boto 3 modules we can use. So D is correct. Question number 14. A company plans to create a data lake that uses Amazon S3. So first we know what is data lake. Data lake is a, you can say, a storage service. We just store like maybe videos, raw data, basically videos, MP3, blobs. So if you go to the data lake and Google it, data lake, AWS or something, uh, or maybe just a data lake. So data lake is system or repository of data stored in its natural way, like using objects or file, a single storage. So it's a natural way to store the data. And they want to create a data lake. So basically they want to convert S3 into the data lake. So which factor will have the most effect on the cost? So which will decide the cost? The selection of S3 storage style, definitely, because if we use the standard, we have to pay more cost or glacier or like infrequent access. Charges of transfer data into Amazon S3. So incoming cost is there is no incoming cost, but there should be the outgoing cost. So looks incorrect. Bucket policy, no bucket policy, like it's totally free. It is not going to impact our cost. S3 ingest fee for each request. No, so A looks correct to me. So A looks correct to me. So A correct. So company is launching an e-commerce application that must always be available. The application will run on EC2, okay, and continuously for the next 12 months. What is the most cost effective? So if whenever with 12 months or those things, so go with the reserved instances. So they said it should always be available. So sport instance is totally wrong. And saving plan, okay, dedicated host. So dedicated host is just to, we are taking the whole server. We don't need the whole server, we just need the issue to, so that is also wrong. So on demand like instances, so on demand instances also correct, but it is not a cost effective solution, right? Because we have to run for the 12 months, so it will, we have to give a lot of cost. So saving plan, so we can go with the saving plan. So there are a lot of saving plans, so we can go with the saving plans. So option B looks correct. Option B looks correct. So that's all. So we have covered the like 15 question. Maybe like we cover like in the next video, like the next 15 question. So that's all. Like, thank you.